lady we used to know, they used to live on our street. She would always say to her son, you see this my pikin here, you sharp, you too sharp. You said, you go be thief, you too sharp. She meant it as a joke then, but guess what? That boy eventually became a hoodlum. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time of seeing me, my name is Ngozi. Before I go into the topic of today, I'd like to tell you a story. Now, this is not a story I was told. This is a story I experienced. Growing up in Benin, we had a neighbor turned family friend. This lady had 4 kids, 3 girls and a boy. And that boy, her only son, they called him Doctor. What everyone called him was Doctor. I think the few times we heard the mom call him by his name was probably when he got in trouble. But nobody ever called him by his original name. So when we became friends with them, we joined in and we all started calling him Doctor. And that took over his name. Now guess what? Today he's married and lives in Abuja with his family. And he's a medical doctor. How often do you affirm your kids? Affirmation is very, very important because there is power in our tongue. The Bible says death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those who love it will eat its fruits. What do you love? For yourself? For your child? Do you love life? Do you love death? We didn't even know the power behind spoken words. I guess she just did it probably because the boy said, oh, I want to be a medical doctor when I grow up. And she was just like, okay, doctor, from now on we'll call you doctor. And that was how it started. That was probably what happened. But that is the power behind our tongue. Our tongue can make or break us. Do you affirm your children? How often do you affirm your children? What kind of words do you use for your children? There was something I learned from my principal. I used to be a teacher, by the way. Well, I'm still a teacher, but part-time. There was something I learned from her. Usually, when she wants to complain about the children, she will say, you know, these children are very wonderful children. Maybe when a child does something and she wants to reprimand that child, she will tell that child, you know, you're a very wonderful boy. You know, you're a very wonderful girl. If you do that next time, I'll punish you. And I picked that up from her. I picked that up. I learned that from her. You know, this may sound silly, you know, when a child does something wrong, instead of you to reprimand that child and probably punish that child, you go about saying words like, you're a very wonderful person. Why say that to a child when that child just did something wrong, right? Yeah. I'll tell you another story. So one day my son did something and I was very angry, like so upset. And then I just told myself, calm down, calm down, calm down. And then I looked at him and I said, thank you very much. Thank you very much, oh, you have tried. You know you're a very wonderful boy. You're a very wonderful child. Thank you very much. And then he looked at me and smiled and said, I'm a wonderful boy. And I said, yes, you're a wonderful child. And then he stopped. And for a while, he thought, and then he looked at me and said, Mommy, are you angry? I said, yes, I'm very, very angry. Very upset right now. Then he said, so why did you say I'm a wonderful child? And I told him, what do you want me to say? What else do you want me to say? You are a very wonderful child. And then he looked at me and he was like, okay. And he left. After a while, he came back. And he said, Mommy, I'm not going to do it again. Why did he go back, think, and then come back to say he wasn't going to do it again? Because he could not associate being wonderful with being destructive. He knew something was wrong. That statement wasn't right. He just did something wrong. And instead of probably saying something annoying to him or maybe even spanking him, I chose to say, you are a very wonderful child, even when he did something wrong. There's power in our tongue. The things we say to our children matters a lot. How often do you bless them? How often do you affirm them? We may not know the power to affirmations now, but our tongue does, it is power packed. Another lady we used to know, they used to live on our street. She would always say to her son, you see this my pikin, eh? You sharp, you too sharp. You said, you go be thief, you too sharp. She meant it as a joke then, but guess what? That boy eventually became a hoodlum. You can make or break your word with your tongue. What do you say to your children? How often do you affirm them? It's not a bad idea to ask a child once in a while, what would you like to be? And if they say, oh, this is what I want to be, you say, okay, should I call you this? Should I call you that? I think it's very, very good. It gives that child a kind of sense of responsibility. It makes that child to know that, hey, mommy or daddy is depending on me to be this. Your tongue puts your child in a right path, in a right direction. The words we say to our children. When you pray in the morning or in the evening before you go to bed, at the end of your prayer, affirm them, make some affirmations. I am healthy. I am strong. I am whole. I am blessed. I am favored. I have a sound mind. I have the spirit of excellence. You may not understand the power behind those words now, but as they grow up, you will understand. There is power in our tongue. We should be very, very careful what we say, especially when we are upset. Especially when we're upset. Sometimes when I'm upset, so upset at one of my kids, I choose not to say anything. Because I know that if I open my mouth to talk at that point in time with anger, I will not say anything nice. So I just choose to keep quiet. How often do you affirm your kids? Learn to affirm your kids. It is very, very important. Thank you guys so much for listening today. If you did enjoy this, then give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications, and I will see you very soon in my next one. Stay blessed. Bye.